What's up, guys? Welcome to Box to Box Football. And me and Jack are here reacting to the aftermath of the Champions League final. Now, if you're a Chelsea fan, you woke up feeling amazing. To win the Champions League final, I don't know what it feels like. I'm an Arsenal fan. But to lose the Champions League final, I do know what it feels like because I'm an Arsenal fan. And Man City must be absolutely hurting. Have had an amazing season. We're close to getting the quadruple. Only got the double. But the one that they craved the most, the Champions League, they just fall short at the final hurdle. And the one thing I'm seeing to be getting from social media and like the football media in general is Pep Guardiola and him apparently overthinking again and changing it up in a big game that backfires again. Jack, what's your opinion on it?
Um, let's be clear. This wasn't a total mess up from Pep Guardiola and Man City. Like, this was not some sort of extreme Chelsea won 5-0 and it was just absolute bedlam. Like, they lost the game 1-0, could have very easily won the game if they'd taken some chances, could have very easily gone to extra time, penalties, etc., etc. I think the reason why he's getting criticism is City are the better football team. City are the better football team. I think Joe Cole might have even said that after the game. He said, look, because, I think Mason Mount goes, and now we're the best team in the world. It's like, dude, no, you're not. Like, Chelsea, you are not the best team in the world. Let's not kid ourselves. You won the Champions League final. Good for you. And credit where credit's due. That's a huge achievement for your club. But right now, you are absolutely lying to yourself if you think you're the best team in the world. But the point is, with City being that better team, for them not to win in a game where you really think that they should, I personally am one of these people, and James, you know this. You're going to probably start yawning here, and you may as well get to a point where you're scratching your eyes out or scratching your ears out listening to me. But I'm all about environment, and Pep Guardiola and the squad that he had and what he's been able to do and achieve this year, as he had at Bayern and as he had at Barcelona. Not winning a Champions League is not good enough. It's not good enough, and obviously everybody needs a reason. And unfortunately, the main reason that people are going to look at is no particular holding midfielder. Now, I don't doubt that İlkay Gündoğan can play as a holding midfielder, can play as a six and operate as a six. But I don't think in terms of a depth chart, you would have İlkay Gündoğan anywhere near to Rodri or Fernandinho. So that's where the decision-making is going to come in. Playing no striker, the decision-making is going to come in. So that's where Pep gets his criticism. I think, James, and this is, I'm sure, where the conversation is going to go, I don't want to hear all this stuff about Pep being one of the greatest coaches ever if, in terms of Champions League successes and whatnot and the opportunities he's had to win Champions Leagues with some of the teams that he's not been able to get it done. The Barcelona squad side is, that to me is the best club side of all time. And of course, they deserve to win Champions League football. And, Pep can operate on this high level, but it's a monumental failure for him to not have won it with that Bayern Munich side he managed and to have not won it with this Man City team. And I think that Pep's got a lot to answer for, James, in that respect. Because his reputation is way up here. Yeah. And his performances and what he's achieved are not. It's not near the way people rate him.
This is going to be clipped, Jack, and put on TikTok if you don't mind. But
that's down by it.
Before I get on your comment, yes. I'm just going to talk about the final and Man City's approach to the final. I think what people harper on about is, first of all, is Pep's team selection. People are wondering, why did Sterling start? Why go with what's it called again? No holding midfielder in that situation. And did I think Pep was overthinking? Yes, but I could also see and I could also understand the approach to the game. He looked at this Chelsea team and he said that, okay, Chelsea clog up the middle. They have bodies they have bodies in the middle with Mason Mount, Jorginho and Kante, and also the three center backs. So he wanted as many bodies in the area, and especially in that final third where they can really hurt Chelsea. I could see where he was playing at. He wanted someone like İlkay Gündoğan who has a bit more of an attack of nous to receive the ball on the half turn and play forward as quick as possible and get the Man City team going. But unfortunately, it didn't happen. And the weirdest thing that I got from the game, especially, was the tempo of Man City.
Right.
A lot of the players that I seen there, the game kind of bypassed them. Bernardo Silva, I didn't see enough of him. Kevin De Bruyne, as great a footballer he wasn't good enough on the day. Phil Foden wasn't great. The one thing that Man City need when they play well is the two wide players to be excellent. And
Right.
the fact of the matter is that Sterling had one or two moments where he got in behind and should have done better, but didn't. But uh, just didn't do enough. The exact same thing on the other side. Riyad Mahrez, who's been excellent throughout the Champions League campaign,
Right.
was non-existent this whole game. So we can, yes, I get it. You can put the blame on Pep and say he didn't pick a defensive midfielder, and I can understand that the point of view of Ilkay Gundogan being in the attacking third, and especially the goals that he scored and how important he's been for Man City going forward. But a lot of these Man City players didn't show up. And the fact matter that we're just pointing at one manager for it, I don't think it's right.
I know, James, and I agree with you. Like, if Kevin De Bruyne was playing six, right, or Ferran Torres started, right, or Eric Garcia and Laporte started, okay, I'd go, okay, what the hell is this guy doing? But to not play out of three great midfielders, to just choose one of them, but to think, oh, it's not really the guy I'd have gone for. I don't think we can say, well, Pep, it's your fault here, dude. Totally your fault. That's a lazy reason why Man City lost this game.
For me, it's a completely lazy reason, and like I'm happy you mentioned that, because the one thing I'll give to fans is that in transition, Man City were a bit more exposed. I'll put my hand up there, but could I see what Pep Guardiola was trying to do there? Could you see what Pep Guardiola was trying to do? And me looking at it is like, I said that it could backfire, but I didn't mind it because he went in his mind, okay, we have to attack Chelsea. We have to load the central areas. Unfortunately, it didn't work, but I don't think it was the worst thing we've ever seen.
Also, keep in mind, James, this game ended 1-0. And the goal that they conceded was not some defensive error or some mess up with their shape. Timo Werner makes a great cross-field run, which takes the defender away.
I mentioned this on Twitter. No one talks about that run by Timo Werner.
Three players in one moment made the difference in this setup here, right? And that was a cross-field run from Timo Werner, which created the space. Mason Mount, in terms of a weight of pass and an important moment, I don't believe I've seen a more important pass in terms of a weight. Like, James, you slow that down, it hits Kai Havertz's foot and intersects his run at the perfect time, Mason Mount. And then Kai Havertz has the composure to get around the keeper and score. So this wasn't Pep Guardiola, oh, well, the reason you lost, Pep, is because of your shape and because of your team. No. 3 Chelsea players combined for an incredible piece of play, which resulted in a goal. That can happen in any game with any team. That's not Pep's fault.
Arsene Wenger mentioned the fact that it seemed that Man City were afraid of the moment. And I do agree with him, because I think Pep Guardiola set up his team to win. He didn't he didn't set them up in a rigid formation. He set out his team to win. The players just weren't good enough on the day. And like it's a fact of I think especially is the moment, being in a big moment like this, and like the fact that there's so much pressure, there is so much there's so much eyes on this one prize from Man City. The obsession got to them on the day, and they just didn't perform, because to have one shot on goal in the whole game, that's
appalling. But James,
Man City,
this is why for me Pep has something to answer for. Okay. Because he's the spearhead. He's the guy who's supposed to say, yeah, no, this isn't a big deal. You guys need to go out there and be confident. He needs to instill that confidence within his team. We can talk about this beautiful, complex, high technical level ability of football, but I'll still look at you and tell you that Jose Mourinho won a treble with Inter Milan. And, and I'm not trying to make this a Jose Pep thing, but to the way people hold Pep in this regard, I don't see with the teams that he's had over the last few years or however, they've not been able to get the most important thing done. I don't know how you can be regarded as great if you don't do well in the great competitions.
But Jack, the fact of the matter is that, okay, let's look at Jose, for instance. How many Champions League does Jose Mourinho have?
Is it 2 or 3?
Two.
Right.
He has 2. How many Champions League does the great Sir Alex Ferguson have in his whole time at Manchester United, the 25 years? Two.
Two, right?
Two.
But James, Sir Alex Ferguson won a European Cup with Aberdeen. Like we're not. Pep Guardiola had that Barcelona team come through. Like Pep was not messing around with the talent he had at his exposure.
I get it, but to say that Pep isn't a great manager because he's only
that's not what James. But that's not what I said. That's not what I said, was it? That's not what I said.
No, you said that the fact that he hasn't got it done. No, you said he hasn't got it. He said he's not a great manager. You can't put him as a great manager because he hasn't got it done at the big stage.
Yeah, no. I think in terms of all time, I don't see how people can say that he's a top 3 all time.
Carlo Ancelotti lost the Champions League final with AC Milan, but and like he was 3 goals ahead. Does that stop him from being a great manager with all the great size he's had?
No, but James, we don't talk about Carlo Ancelotti as the top 3 of all time. We talk about Pep. We talk about Pep as we're potentially looking at the greatest manager we've ever seen. I don't think that's true at all at this point.
Sir Alex Ferguson, as great as he is in 2 finals against Pep Guardiola, was absolutely battered.
Against the greatest club side of all time.
Put together by Pep Guardiola.
Yeah, that's fine, but I'm telling you that with Pep, with that squad of players, like that squad of players has had success when Pep Guardiola left. I'll tell you that.
They won one Champions League after that.
How many La Ligas did they win? I'm sick.
Pep helped them three-peat. They never three-peated after Pep.
I'm sick of trying to give credit to a guy who is always in the best team. He's always a part of the best team. He arrives at the club when they're the best team. That's what's happened at Bayern. That's what happened at Man City. He arrives.
Has he made Man City better?
Yeah, he has, but how much money has he spent? James, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has made Man United better. That's because they spent loads of money. We're not trying to compare Pep and Solskjaer here, but if you and I had the money that Pep's had at Man City, we'd be able to do a decent job at improving that.
I don't think we would be able to dominate the way Pep has been able to dominate. I think
you say dominate. Dominate what? The Premier League?
The Premier League, exactly. Do you know how hard it is to dominate the Premier League? He's dominated the Premier League. He's got Man City to a Champions League final. They were, one game away from winning the whole thing.
You drew a comparison with, Champions League victories. What do you think was harder to do? Do you think Jose winning at Porto and Inter Milan, or Pep doing what he did at Barca? What do you think was harder?
Oh, Jose.
I'm sick. I want the thing that will win Pep over for me as a football fan and as a man with an opinion is going to be if Pep goes to Italy and manages Milan and wins Serie A and then wins a Champions League. That's the kind of thing that will go, oh my God, this guy is ridiculous. Oh my goodness. If Pep goes to PSG or Juventus and wins a league, I'm going to shrug and sigh and say I could name 25, 30 managers right now who could do that today. I'm not. I think the disparity between his reputation and what he's managed to do at the top level is so dramatically far apart. And losing to Chelsea in this final to me is just another reminder that I don't know if this dude is all that compared to what the masses say about him.
I can understand parts of that argument, but to just look at the European just look at the Champions League and say he isn't great because he didn't do that, I think is very harsh. Because how many but Jack, how many managers have actually won the Champions?
No, but James, you missed my point. You're still missing my point.
No. Because but where are you going with this? Because you said that he has the best team, so he has to win the Champions League.
No. He's being regarded right as a GOAT. End of his career, he's going to be the greatest manager of all time. Right? Okay. People are already putting him top 5, top 3. We have to be
deservedly so. Deservedly so.
In my opinion, at the moment, no. I'm more impressed with what a bunch of other managers have done in terms of the history of the game than what Pep's been able to achieve. And this is my point. You say it's harsh. We're talking about the greatest manager of all time conversation, or top 3. I'm going to be as harsh as I can be. We're talking about the greatest of all time here in a position. I still think Pep is the best of his generation, one of the best, one of the best going today. He's been a top 3, top 5 manager since his debut as a manager. But for people to kind of stand for him this hard when the greatest club side of all time, and he won 2 Champions Leagues, he went to Bayern, didn't do it. He went to Man City, hasn't done it. Spent so much money across the way. What we're seeing here that's so brilliant?
The fact of the matter is that, did he make Barcelona a better team?
Yeah, well, yes. I mean, that to me is
like he was able to. The club side, I don't want to say the greatest club side of all time, because there's so many other amazing club sides that like we miss out on.
Right.
But he made Bayern Munich better. Yes, they didn't win the Champions League, but he made them better. And a lot of the players would say that. He has come to the Premier League where people criticize, saying that, oh yeah, he did it there, he can't do it in the Premier League. And
But the people who said that are crazy. Anybody who's saying that about Pep before he came to the Premier League got screwed.
But Jack, the fact of the matter is that he's come in the Premier League and he's dominated. And it's not like he's just won the Premier League. He has kicked ass in the Premier League, and it hasn't been close. 100 points, 95 points, record upon records upon records upon records. And to me, you can't really argue against them stuff. Yes, I do understand, like, he didn't win the Champions League. But Jack, the Champions League is also based on moments. Are you telling me, like, are you telling me if VAR wasn't on his side against Tottenham, that like Man City couldn't have went on and won the Champions League in like 2009? When you play cup football, margins, and it's always margins, and a lot of times it's out of your control. Right. Anything can happen. So that's why I can't come here and criticize someone. Oh, you haven't done it in the Champions League, because that's the hardest one to win.
But James, it's criticism on the basis of where people's perception of him is. To me, I've not seen enough yet to give him this title of best ever. I'm just not going to do that yet. Well, I've not seen anything to justify that right now, apart from with Messi and Xavi and Iniesta and Piqué and Puyol and Victor Valdez and Dani Alba. What the hell are you supposed to do with a team like that? You've got to have success.
Well, like, I feel like you create names too, because Dani Alba, as good as he wasn't at that level. Yes, the players were there and they were going to be there, but but a manager has to mold them into that team, and he did that. But Jack,
Zinedine Zidane won the 3-peat in this competition, which you say is impossible to win. Okay. Yes. I'm just saying, like, who's got the better achievements right now? Zinedine Zidane or Pep Guardiola?
Pep.
Now, everyone's gonna say Pep, and hey, that's fine. But you telling me if Zidane goes to Bayern and wins a Bundesliga, or goes to Juve this summer and wins Serie A, that we're just gonna go, oh yeah, Zizou's up there then. Zizou's better than Pep.
I feel like with Pep, it's not just what he wins; it's the way he wins it, the football that like he's played, the way that he's changed the game, the way like it's just not just the winning side of it; it's the manager, it's the man, the way he improves players. There's so much around management that he does that is at a level that not a lot of managers can hang with. But guys, I'm going to call it quits now.
Just quick. Do you have any? Who's the closest guy who technically and tactically matches up with Pep? Like, I don't even know who that would be.
We can bring it back to the to Johan Cruyff and like back then, but modern day there isn't too many. But people will say Thomas Tuchel. He's won 3. He's beaten 3 times in a row. But guys, I'm gonna call it quits right now. It's been an interesting chat. I was more looking at what happened in the Champions League final, but you guys gotta let me know. Is Pep good?
They watch James. They watch the game.
Guys,
they know what happened.
Please let us know. Did Pep get it wrong in the final? Comments down below. Thanks for watching. This is Box to Box Football, and like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget that, guys. Definitely hit that subscribe button, and we will see you next time.